Have you ever looked at an old doll sitting on a shelf and wondered, what if it blinked?
Or found an old stuffed animal at a thrift store and immediately thought, nope, someone else can take that home?
Yeah. From dolls that supposedly move on their own to teddy bears with unsettling stories attached to them, toys have a way of making the ordinary feel deeply unsettling.
And whether you believe they're haunted, cursed, or just victims of overactive imagination, one thing is for certain. These stories have been creeping people out for generations.
So dim the lights, grab your favorite comfort blanket, and maybe don't make eye contact with that doll sitting in the corner.
Because tonight, we're opening the toy box. Hi, hello.
Hi, hello. Sorry.
I'm Daneisha.
I'm Ashley.
And this is
the Afterlife Hotline. Woo!
This is the girls' room. Oh, before we get started, though, I do want to tell you, you're going to have to watch one of Realms and Beyond's most recent videos. He did the Skull Cemetery and...
Realms and Beyond?
Realms and Beyond.
Realms and... Oh, he sent us that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that in the messenger, but I have yet to watch it.
So we make a in the YouTube video, he's like, and I met these local celebrities, and he had our picture.
Oh my gosh.
And then apparently we weren't following him on the Afterlife Hotline's YouTube, so I've rectified that situation real quick last night.
How dare we?
I know.
Too many socials to keep up with.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, local celebrities, come on.
Oh my god. You're too nice, Tab. You're too nice.
The first one I'm going to talk about is Harold the Doll, and I picked this one because one of my favorite Twitch streamers, she has a skeleton in the back of her setup, and its name is Harold, and so I needed to.
I love it.
I needed to.
I love it.
Allie, if you ever come across this, I love you. I love
She
you,
does.
bitch. I never got to stop loving you,
Bitch.
So I'm super excited to be diving into this story because he is one of the internet's...
I'm so sorry.
We're all over the place today. It's fine.
Turn off! I sat it there and then like my cord kept scrolling on
yeah.
the page and I'm like, knowing my luck, it's going to edit some shit out.
I was writing these out and I was like editing because I sometimes I'll like write what I'm thinking and not what I want to say. Because I'll be like, talk about this here, talk about this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was rewriting and my cursor kept going all the way down to the end of the page because I will separate my stories off by headers.
Oh, that's smart.
And so everything just kept going all the way down and I'm like, can you please stop it? I had to restart my whole computer.
Was that when you were doing this one?
Yeah.
It was Harold.
It might have been Harold, actually. But he is one of the internet's earliest famous haunted toys, and he's not Annabelle. And I think that's, when you think about haunted toys, you automatically go to Annabelle or Robert the Doll.
Yeah. I think I just watched a YouTube video from Project Fear about Robert the Doll because I think he's in a museum.
Yes.
Over by like the coast or something, and he's in like a glass case. Okay. He's supposedly very, very, very haunted.
Yes. So I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm sorry.
We got think coffee.
We're not very much thinking today, that's for sure.
I think there's more espresso in this than 7 Brew.
I think so. Just
Don't mind us.
Harold wasn't a viral curiosity. He became known for something very much darker. He didn't get attention. He got violent. So Harold first appears on eBay in 2003. The listing wasn't playfully written or written like a creepypasta. It was very blunt and very unsettling. The seller claimed, in quotes, "This doll is cursed. It brought death and misfortune to my family." According to the seller, Harold had been connected to unexplained injuries, sudden illnesses, and even deaths. Most people assumed it was a hoax, just another bizarre eBay listing meant to grab attention, but Harold sold, and whatever was attached to him didn't stay behind. It followed the new buyer. The man who bought Harold was named Greg, and he is a skeptic. Of course you are, Greg.
Fucking Greg.
He didn't believe in haunted dolls and purchased Harold because he thought the listing was ridiculous. But the moment Harold arrived, things began to shift. Greg reported scratching sounds coming from the sealed box, cold spots forming around the doll, nightmares featuring Harold, and even waking up with fresh scratches on his body. He tried to debunk everything, tried to ignore it, but the activity only escalated.
Oh, gosh.
Eventually, Greg brings Harold to psychics and paranormal investigators, hoping someone can tell him that he is imagining things. Instead, every single person told him the same thing. Harold wasn't haunted by one spirit. He was a container holding multiple entities, and one of them was for sure violent. One psychic described Harold as a prison. So all of these entities being locked inside this doll is a prison. Another called him a vessel for suffering.
Damn. I can just imagine it just has like did, and they're all like fighting to come to the surface.
All these things are fighting to show off.
Oh, no.
People who visited Greg's home reported sudden migraines, the sensation of being watched, and Harold's eyes moving. Hearing a child's voice whisper, "Help me." And Harold wasn't just active, he was being interactive. Could you imagine? Like, you just see the doll's eyes move to you real quick. Help me.
No. No. It's like our little things whenever I figured out that we can move the eyes.
The most disturbing part of Harold's story is how he reacts to disrespect. One investigator mocked the doll, calling it just a toy.
Uh-oh.
Later that night, he suffered a heart attack.
Harold has boundaries.
Harold has boundaries. He survived, but insisted Harold was responsible. Another person who handled Harold experienced sudden unexplained nausea that lasted for days. Electronics malfunctioned around him. Photos would be taken of Harold, showing his expression changing, with eyebrows raised, his mouth tight, his eyes shifting. He wasn't just haunted, he was becoming hostile.
I gotta keep going, but I gotta look up what Harold looks like.
Okay.
I don't know what Harold
Well, we
like.
will put up pictures of the dolls that we're discussing as well.
I'm just looking for my sake because I don't know what Harold looks like.
Today, Harold is still owned by Greg. He keeps the doll in a secure location and only brings him out for controlled investigations. People who interact with Harold continue to report emotional breakdowns, sudden physical symptoms, moving objects on their own, overwhelming dread, and the unsettling feeling that Harold is watching, even when his eyes shouldn't be able to move. Harold the doll remains one of the most documented haunted dolls in modern paranormal history. Not because of the folklore, the movies, or exaggeration, but because the people who encounter him walk away changed. Some walk away scared, some walk away sick, and some walk away convinced. He isn't just a haunted object. He is a reminder that sometimes the things we dismiss us right back, and sometimes they'll push even harder.
Harold's cute. It's like a little baby doll.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird because I don't know. I'm assuming it's the baby doll one because there was also some other ones that were popping up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was actually Harold.
Harold has been a widespread subject matter, and I feel like over time the doll, the owner, and the stories have kind of gotten blurred. Hang on.
I'm assuming the OG is the
I think it's the baby doll.
baby doll.
It was just the baby doll.
Aww. Yeah, the other one I was thinking of was Robert
wow.
because he's like a little sailor boy.
This is I'm assuming it's a book. Harold the Doll, the terrifying true story of a child's encounter with the Prince of Hell.
Oh, jeez Louise. Got a doll too. And one of the lesser known haunted dolls we're talking about today is Letta, who is often called Australia's most haunted doll. Unlike the creepy porcelain dolls you usually picture, Letta is actually made of mostly wood, which somehow makes her even more unsettling.
Yeah, I don't...
I looked at a picture of her and I'm like, oh!
So I will say, she was actually one of the dolls I was going to do. And then whenever you said you had her, and I was like, oh, okay, scrap that.
I'm sorry, you should have told me.
No. Well, because then that's when we were like, okay, let's do some Reddit stuff. And so it worked out anyway because we were doing doll and then Reddit.
I'm sorry.
No. You're fine. I had like 3 potential dolls.
Okay.
So.
She has a carved wooden head, glass eyes, real human hair, at least according to her owner, and she's about 3 feet tall. Honestly, she looks more like a preserved child than a toy. So she looks very kind of human-like. I
don't like that.
Have you've seen what she looks like,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. The story begins back in 1972. A man named Kerry Walton had returned to his hometown of Wagga Wagga, Australia. After
Wagga Wagga.
Wagga Wagga. After his granddaughter's
Wagga wagga wagga.
Aww. Oh, his grandmother. After his grandmother's funeral. I read that as granddaughter and I was like, oh, that's so sad.
You're doing me. You're starting to put words where they don't belong.
I know it. My brain's making up stuff. While he was there, he and his brother decided to explore an old abandoned house that locals believed was haunted. While searching beneath the floorboards, Carrie discovered this strange old doll hidden away in the darkness. Of course, instead of leaving it there like most of us probably would, he decided to take it home.
Mm-mm.
If you find something, leave it alone.
Don't touch it.
No, especially something like that. As the story goes, while he was driving away, he heard what sounded like a faint voice saying, "Letta Me Out." That creepy moment is supposedly how the doll got her name. Letta, short for Letta Me Out. Yeah. Carrie later claimed that experts examined the doll and estimated it to be around 200 years old.
Damn.
Uh-huh. He believes it originated in Eastern Europe and says it's made with real human hair. Over the years, rumors have even claimed the doll contains human skin or bone, but there's no evidence to support those stories. They've simply become part of the legend surrounding Letta. So what exactly is supposed to be haunting this doll? The most common story is that Letta is inhabited by the spirit of a young boy who drowned. Other psychics have suggested different spirits or entities, but no one has ever agreed on exactly what, if anything, is attached to the doll. According to Carrie, that's when the strange activity began. He said Letta has changed positions when no one was around, almost as if she has moved on her own. He has also reported hearing scratching sounds at night, even finding marks on his floors that look like something had been dragged across them. No thanks. Visitors often say the doll's eyes seem to follow them around the room. Others claim her facial expression changes depending on where they're standing, and some even say she looks different in photographs than she does in person. Carrie has also said that animals don't seem to like Letta. Dogs have reportedly growled at the doll, refused to go near her, or acted nervous whenever she was in the room. Even his own children supposedly refused to be around Letta.
Damn.
According to Carrie, they claim the doll talked to itself, moved during the night, and made them feel incredibly uneasy. Other visitors have described experiencing vivid nightmares, headaches, anxiety, nausea, or an overwhelming feeling that they were being watched after spending time around the doll. As Letta's reputation grew, she began appearing on paranormal television shows, documentaries, and news programs throughout Australia, eventually becoming one of the country's most famous allegedly haunted objects. Now, of course, there are plenty of skeptics. Many people believe the stories can be explained by suggestion and expectation. If you're told a doll is haunted before you ever see it, your brain is already looking for something strange to happen, which that's true. The illusion of the eyes following you is actually common in many dolls and portraits, and there has never been any scientific evidence proving that Letta is genuinely haunted. It's kind of like the
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Today, Letta is still cared for by Carrie Walton's family, and the doll occasionally appears at paranormal events, where people continue to debate whether she's truly haunted or simply one of the world's most convincing ghost stories. So, what do you think? Is Letta really home to a restless spirit, or is she just an old doll with a terrifying backstory that's grown bigger with every telling?
I feel like it's a bit of both.
I do too.
Because sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because, like, as time goes on, obviously things are going to change. The lore is going to change. Mm-hmm. But I have no doubt that there's something, like, within the doll.
Absolutely. Well, especially for the fact that you just kind of yanked her from a house and you're just like, oh, she's mine now.
Could not be me.
Like, there's likely something attached to her. But it kind of reminds... The mind is a very... powerful thing, because whenever it was talking about visitors experiencing like headaches, anxiety, and nausea and stuff like that, whenever we went to visit Annabelle, I literally about had myself like almost to the point of passing out, waiting on going in to see Annabelle.
Because everything that we have ever, I mean, she's got movies discussing how terrifying she is, and you know, we've done some deep dives into the Warrens and Annabelle specifically, and so there's a lot of tragedy there, and so 100% like you were on edge.
I was about to pass out, and I was also about to backhand a woman for shutting up in line. She was stressing me out more than anything. But no, like, because we had even read, like, even if you think the wrong thing around Annabelle,
she's gonna get you.
But she's in the case, and it's fine, and it's all nothing bad happened. It was all fine and dandy. But I was really freaking myself the hell out.
I also feel like a different environment too, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the stories we've heard where people have thought disrespectful things were probably in the museum, with other things around as well.
Well, and like we're very respectful with that type of stuff. So even I think I was just scared that I would just look at her and just like accidentally think something, even though I didn't mean it.
Well, and I'm sure that entities also potentially have some discernment as well. Like, are they gonna, if they're an evil entity, are they gonna give a shit? Probably not, but I'm sure that there's a give and take. But like, at least for me, like, I don't know, I felt like a sense of calm when we walked into the room, because the lady that was in line, she was pissing us both off. You could see it on Ashley's face, but I feel like I was trying to be calm and collected for Ashley. Because if we're both having a moment, then that's not a good thing.
And then the security guards standing outside the room, they're like, oh, I wouldn't go in and see that. And they were like all freaking out. And I'm just like, oh.
They weren't even security. They were straight up officers.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh gosh.
And so once we walked in, I don't know, to me, it was like a calming sense. And of course we had, I don't know if he's a pastor or a brother. I don't know. Bob, I think is his name. But I think he's a pastor. I think it's pastor.
Oh yeah, they did have a pastor on site, but then the guys that are from
Nestbar.
Yes, thank you. The guys that are part of Nestbar, the one main guy who was talking about everything, you're good. You're good. Yeah. She's in good hands and being taken care of and all kinds of stuff and all the precautions and whatever. Also did not know whenever we went that the main guy talking to us, and I wish I can remember his name, but I cannot remember his name for the life of me. He is actually like psychic. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was very interesting because he's one of the ones that at Ed and Lorraine's house, he would be the one to go around and bless the house and make sure that everything was good.
Mm-hmm. Was it Chris? Or was it the guy that we spoke to a lot?
I can't remember his name. He kind of reminds me of one of the uncles from Full House, Joey.
Okay, yeah.
But I cannot remember his name for the life of me. But he is very, very nice.
They all really were, too.
Yeah.
I mean, even when approached with a very sensitive topic about the passing of one of their dear friends, mm-hmm. they were very blunt but respectful.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think that was a good experience for us, I think, to
for sure.
And it was a paranormal bucket list item, at least for me. Like, as soon as I saw that shit, I was like, let's go. Now I really want to go to Salem too, because that's where the new museum's going to be.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's going to be in Salem. Elton and Matt Rife. Elton's working on it right now.
Oh gosh.
So like, we're going to have to do a Salem trip.
Yeah, yes.
Preferably not in October.
No. If you ever want to go to Salem, I mean, if you want it for all the spooky vibes, like, go during the fall time, but just be prepared. It's going to be like packed like sardines.
And I'd rather go off season.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like you get the true Salem vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so had a nice little detour there. My next one is going to be, so it didn't have a title, but I'm calling it the Laura Ashley set because that's the house it's referring to, like the dollhouse it's referring to.
Okay.
And I found this in a comment of somebody asking about paranormal toys.
Okay.
So she said, it's not necessarily related to the actual toy, but when I was little, I had a really nice modern dollhouse that consisted of room cubes that you could stack in different arrangements. Just looked it up, and it was the Laura Ashley set. I had multiple room cubes, so I could stack it taller than myself at times. I am autistic and never really played with...
Have you seen what it looks like?
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember having a dollhouse, and I had the family. It wasn't that one, and it had like the whole family, and it had like a minivan. And I wish I could find the family tape that my parents made. I don't know where it went. I think I probably burned it in teen angst. But there was just a distinct clip in there because I think I got it for Christmas, and my dad had taken the father and put him on the toilet and made him a little newspaper.
Cute.
Anyway, I digress. The person had multiple cubes so they could stack it taller than themselves. They are autistic, and never actually played dolls with the house. She said, I spent more time rearranging the cubes and furniture than anything. That would be me.
Yeah.
My room as a kid always felt off. I never felt comfortable in there, and it was the center of family ghost stories dating back to before I was even born.
Oh, wow.
Both,
Why give the room to the kid then?
especially the youngest one, I think.
What?
Both of my older sisters had the room before me and hated it so much that they moved into the loft space of the house. It gives me like the basement vibes of your parents' house.
Yeah.
There's nothing really wrong with it. It got direct sunlight, 2 large windows, and the walls were sage green, and my mom decorated it in a fairy theme.
Aw, cute.
It just always felt cold and suffocating.
Oh.
Back to the dollhouse. I had stacked it tall, therefore couldn't see behind it as I was sitting on the floor. I all of a sudden just felt this really foreboding presence on the other side of the dollhouse, just like a sense that someone had entered my space. I was too scared to look up and see if there was someone standing there looking down at me from over the dollhouse, so I just kind of put my head into the kitchen cube to look through the window. What I saw through the window was a child's hand at the bottom part of the red, tan, blue plaid dress. The child's hand was either black or biracial in skin tone. My family is white. From the orientation, she indeed would have been standing on the other side of the dollhouse looking down at me from over the top. I just remember feeling completely frozen. I didn't want to look up and see her. For some reason, I just did not want to see her face. So I closed my eyes and literally backed out of my room. As soon as I was in the hallway, I bolted straight to my mom, who just said, "Saw something, didn't you? If you don't want to see them anymore, you don't have to." So that day, I made the decision not to see them anymore. I don't know how, it just kind of stopped happening.
Oh.
And so a commenter said, "Wait, what? Your mom knew about it? And what did she mean by you don't have to see them anymore? I want more info. This is scary." And the commenter, or the original writer, responded to that and said, "She did. I don't have an explanation for that. My mom, as many problems as I have with her, is a very intuitive person. She probably had some level of ability to see dead people as well, but I don't really know. Later in life, she shared with me an experience she had in the same room. My sister and I were both pageant kids, Southern mom in the 90s. My older sister wanted to wear a pageant dress out for dinner, and my mom told her no and to take it off. She continued getting herself ready, and out of the corner of her eye, she saw my sister dart down the hallway into the bedroom, still wearing the dress. She came out saying, 'I told you to take off that dress,' only to find the bedroom empty, and my sister was waiting for her in the living room with the rest of the family wearing a sweater and jeans. Years on, a family friend came to pick up her daughter that they were babysitting, and she was talking to my mom with her back to the hallway. All of a sudden, she turned around and said, 'I see you,' thinking her daughter was creeping up behind her to scare her. Then there was nothing when she turned around. When her daughter and I came out of the TV room, she had a full-blown panic attack. She swore up and down she saw a little girl behind her. She never brought her kid back to play after that. So safe to say, we had a little girl ghost or something. My mom probably had more experiences with her than anyone in the house."
It seems like she just wanted to, like, be a part of everything.
Yeah.
She probably didn't get to have all those, like, nice dresses and
Toys
and stuff. Oh, I kind of feel bad. It's like, oh, what was it? Oh, it was a story from Reddit that Two Girls, One Ghost were talking about it, because they just recently did, like, a one on, like, haunted stuff. And this lady, she had a daughter, and I guess her home was haunted by a little girl ghost, and she basically, like, adopted the little girl ghost. Like, she set boundaries with her, obviously, because she was starting to scare her daughter and stuff, but she's just like, as long as you're not trying to, keep my daughter up at night, this and that, whatever, you're allowed to stay, and blah, 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 blah. And she, like, adopted the little girl ghost. I was just like, oh,
that's so sweet.
I know.
Not that this is related to children, but I came across sorry, I always have to bring pop culture into everything. I've noticed that. Whereas you used to interrupt me before ADHD, mine is pop culture. But I came across a TikTok the other day where, because the haunting in Connecticut, and then all of the bodies in the house. So I think you've seen that movie. But in the scene where, spoiler, in the scene where all of the dead bodies, like when the house is on fire near the end and all of the dead bodies kind of crowd him, somebody theorized that instead of like being angry, malicious spirits, they were actually protecting him from the fire because they were being set free.
I think that's, yeah, I believe that's what it was. Because they were all in the walls because of the person who owned the house before them were just doing all that stupid shit to them and then storing them in the fucking walls to get away with it.
And then there was the one kid who had, like, was the conduit.
But he helped him figure all that out.
Yeah, and then when it's time and all of the entities, when all of the spirits are finally able to go, they all kind of crowd the boy with cancer. And as a young kid, I saw that as like, oh, like malicious spirits about to take him on. But then, you know, somebody pointed that out, and I haven't watched it in a while, but I was like, oh no, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because they were essentially being freed, but then they, instead of immediately going away, they all crowd him, and he's protected from the smoke until the fire department breaks through the house, and that's when they all start to disappear.
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, I'm sure it was probably something that you thought about whenever, or people would think about watching the movie, but I guess like he was the only one who was able to see any of that stuff because he was such like on the brink of...
Yeah, he was right on the line of death, and he was in between.
Of his illness and stuff. That's so sad. Aw. Plus he had the room that was technically like...
The mortuary, yeah.
If you haven't watched that movie, you totally should. It's a good one. Watching it now, I'd probably be really sad, but as a kid, it scared the shit out of me.
I think that's justified.
Okay, so let's see.
Okay, so
let's
get some shit. Let's get some shit.
This one is from Creepy Aspect 5 on Reddit. It doesn't have a title either. Not a toy in a traditional sense, but this might apply. My sisters and I grew up in the 90s, and the family computer was a big part of our lives from the start. We played a lot of educational computer games and would sit on my dad's lap to watch him play shooters and puzzle games. My youngest sister even figured out how to open the disk drive, open the correct folders, and double-click her games open before she knew how to talk.
Sounds very familiar.
Sounds like a Daneisha. My parents divorced, computers became more affordable, and I started to keep one in my bedroom at both households. We lived in multiple houses as well, moving 12 times in as many years. Many of those houses were haunted to varying degrees. My younger sisters often slept and spent time in my bedroom because of the larger bed, sense of safety, and the shared computer. But regardless of where we were, every night the computer mouse would start clicking while we were falling asleep.
That shit would piss me off because them old school computers were loud as fuck.
Click, click, click. I didn't note it as being a potentially paranormal thing for most of my life. Usually when someone experiences a haunting, there's an emotional factor that turns a minor moment into something terrible. Unexplained sounds, something falling over, etc. This didn't have any feeling that went with it. And it was very easy to write off as being the sound of something winding down inside the computer tower. But it was loud and didn't seem to come from inside the computer. It was out in the open. There were even a few times when it snapped me awake out of near sleep. It was a very distinct triple click, as a fast click, 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 with no other sounds preceding or following. It didn't happen at specific times, and there were probably a few nights where it never happened at all. Slowly, the nights between hearing the clicking would become less frequent, and I would start to forget. Then I suddenly hear the click, click, click come from my desk late at night when I was alone. It mostly only happened while I was still living with my parents, but there might have been one or two times where I heard it again as an adult. It took me a long time to realize that it was happening at both of my parents' households, different computers, different mice, at different locations, and throughout multiple computer upgrades. My sister heard it when they slept in my room too, and similarly didn't realize how inexplicable it was until I mentioned later. It's been a long time since any of us have heard it, and I'm hoping that this particular type of haunting has stopped for good because it's unpleasant in hindsight. I would get annoyed.
Yeah, the mouse clicking would piss me off.
I'd be like, can you leave my shit alone, please?
But it kind of makes me think of the Dawdleson messages. Like, what if it was something from the past, present, or future trying to communicate via the computer?
Or like a little spirit kid being like, I want to play with the computer.
Let me play games.
Turn it on. Like, I see you do it.
You got games on your phone?
It's like how the modern kids are like, can I play a game on your phone? I'll play a game on the computer.
Yeah, that would...
Turn it on.
That would freak me out. As somebody who pretty much had computers all her life and learn to type and stuff at a very, very young age.
Yeah, well, and it's like the old mouse is like you'd have to like
Move it,
really
click it, and they have the little ball.
Yeah. Like really click the thing to make it. And especially make it go click, click, click. Not just like click.
Yeah. No thank you.
No.
Okay, so my next one didn't have a title, so I've dubbed it The Horse. They say, I've posted this multiple times over the years and get downvoted every time. I'm aware of how ridiculous this sounds, I swear, but this is what I experienced, and keep in mind this is coming from the perspective of 8 to 10-year-olds. In elementary school, this girl, Amy, bought a pony toy from the book fair. My friends, Sadie and Alice, and I always harassed her about it, asking if we could have it, but of course she always refused. Gave it a few... It kind of sounds like you might have been a little bit of a bully. I'm not sure. Gave it a few months, and we all kind of admitted defeat and forgot about the toy. Out of nowhere, Amy gave the toy away to Sadie with no explanation.
It's her toy. She can give it to whoever she wants.
But after a few days, Sadie told Alice and I the toy was possessed.
Oh.
Sadie said the toy would turn and look at her. One night, she had lined up all of her pony toys on her dresser opposite the door facing the wall. She left her room, and as soon as she got through the doorway, she realized she had forgot something and turned around, but they were all facing her.
Oh.
Me and Alice silently agreed that Sadie was lying, but played along with it, asking her questions about it. I asked if I could have it for a night to see for myself, and Sadie agreed. She brought the pony to school, and I bring it home.
Oh.
When I got home, I told my brother about it, and we joked about it being possessed. When I set it on the table, it fell over. He was the only other person in the room, or he was the only other person in the house aware of the toy. I set up my own experiment in the bathroom. I grabbed some pony toys of my own and set them all on the shelf, one facing behind the door, one facing the shower, one facing from the sink, and the pony facing and the pony facing the wall behind the shelf. I posted up watching from the toilet. This is a real big experiment for a kid. I sat there maybe 5 to 15 minutes and nothing happened. I decided it was fake, decided to use the bathroom and go on with my night. As soon as I walked through the doorway, I realized I forgot to wash my hands, and when I turned around, they were all facing me except for one that was particularly hard to stand up. It had fallen over without making a sound, all in a matter of seconds.
Oh.
Keep in mind, I was the only person in the bathroom, and I had just used it. And even if somehow someone was in the bathroom, this all happened in a matter of seconds, they all would have had to move at once. I cried and ran to my mom and explained what happened. She's a very superstitious woman. She was pissed that I brought something like that into our home without telling her. Mm-hmm. She put it in a Tupperware with salt and threw it away. I went back to school and told Sadie what happened. I asked if she had any idea why it's possessed. She said shortly after Amy gave it away, they had a sleepover and they wanted to summon demons. She said, quote, they put...
At 9 or 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
She said, quote, they put books together and said an ancient chant they found on the internet. She didn't elaborate further what that even means and didn't remember the chant or the website. She believed whatever ritual they found and did made the toy possessed, or at least that was her only explanation.
Would have whopped my kid upside the head and been like, what the fuck do you mean you're saying some ancient
To be fair, though,
chanting?
the parents don't know that.
I know, but like... I don't remember like the mentality of being like 8 to 10 years old.
Well, because that was right before I moved here, and I would never have thought to look something like that up.
No.
And to try it. Now, don't get me wrong.
Scared shitless.
Like, I believed in the paranormal, but I would have never tried to bring something in.
Well, how old were the girls that did that, the Slender Man shit?
I think teenagers.
Oh, they're probably like 14 or something like that. Mm. But 9 to 10 years old?
Yeah.
You're playing with ponies. You shouldn't be looking up no ancient chanting shit.
Rituals.
What the hell?
Trying to summon demons and
Oh
shit.
my gosh.
What the fuck?
Goodness gracious.
I couldn't imagine.
No.
Like, I remember as it was a summer camp program at my school, And I was terrified because they were doing the Candyman thing in the bathroom. And I was petrified.
Fuck
I
that.
hated that shit.
No, man.
Candyman, Mary, Bloody Mary, you are not going to catch me doing that at
I
all.
ain't conjuring no shit.
I don't even like saying it.
No. Nope. Okay. My last one. This one is from Mysterious Window 575.
Ooh.
It's called Toys Going Off in the Middle of the Night. It's very, very short. Last night around 3:13 a.m., I heard a toy in a Barbie's voice go off in my bedroom. I jolted awake with my sleep mask still over my eyes, and the toy went off twice after that. The only reason why I know it was a Barbie toy, was it said, "Hey, I'm Barbie. I'm perfect for ages 3 to 6. We can do so many activities together." I do not have any Barbie toys that have any speakers or interactive like that. I do not have any Barbies in my room. It's mainly Hot Wheels my son plays with. All the Barbies are downstairs. In the past, when toys went off, I could find the issue. However, I cannot. I've had a lot of activity in this house the past 8 years. However, it slowed down drastically the past 3 years or so. My significant other just started rewatching Civil War documentaries last week. The house was built in 1888 by a Civil War surgeon. Multiple deaths in the house from the original family. I guess that was all that she had put in there. But,
Could you just imagine?
what?
Hi, I'm Barbie. It's like
Hi, I'm Barbie. I'm perfect for ages 3 to 6. We can do so many activities
it
together.
makes me think of Chucky.
Like summon the devil.
Like, hi, I'm Barbie. Let's summon the devil. Hi, I'm Barbie. Give me your soul.
Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Barbie. Let's paint the town red.
All I can see is a Barbie that is like one of her little accessories is like a little Ouija board or some shit.
Oh my god! Or like it's like the
Like a little witchy Barbie.
Necronomicon. So it's a book of the damned made in skin.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just the hands. Hi, I'm Barbie.
No.
Gross.
I think it's safe to say I'm looking at antique stores a little differently after this episode.
Same here. If I ever see a doll turn its head on its own, I'm handing the house keys and moving out.
Mm-hmm. Whether these haunted toy stories are real paranormal encounters or legends that have grown over time, they've definitely earned their place among the creepiest tales we've covered.
Let us know. What toy terrified you as a kid? Have you ever had an experience with a doll, stuffed animal, another toy that didn't seem normal?
You can send us your stories on our social media at any of these, blah, 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 or at our email at
theafterlifehotline@gmail.com.
And we'd love to feature your experiences in future episodes.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow the podcast, leave us a review, share it with a friend or an enemy, preferably one who has a porcelain dog collection that can give us some stories.
Oh. And until next time,
Keep one foot in the living world.
and one ear on the line.
Bye.